Yo! Attack on Wemby, Knicks versus Spurs Finals Edition. Let's go! The OKC one versus the Spurs was crazy. Hopefully this lives up to expectations. Let's see if we get all the references. Game 1. The corgi was wrong. The corgi was wrong. Just letting you know. The corgi has Spurs win this series. Game 2. This is when Cat. This is the game where Cat went off. Oh yeah, and then Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper reposted that thing on TikTok of Darren Fox. Oh, they're flopping.
どの世界に行こうと物語は同じだ。誰もがブランソンより優れているように見える。実際にブランソンを上回るべきその瞬間が来るまでは。
Game 3. Mitch Robinson and the Trump thing.
ロビンソン、自分がジョーダンプールだと思い込むのはやめろ。全体への試合のつもりで臨め。ブリッジスの言う通りだ。
Mikel flashback to the Bucks for Sun series. Jeremy Lin? I'm just to say all the references.
曹操たちとのあの修行の末に今さら汚い手を使うのか。照明は眩しすぎますか。海の向こうに我々の敵がいる。My mayor, my uncle's Jewish, my Christian Dior, Knicks and
Bro, if he has the Spurs Knicks fans beat up the Spurs fans for game 5 and game 6, for game 4. How do I know I'm Spider-Man? OG.
Don't worry about it. Got that.
Bro, Dylan Harper was so good in the finals, man. Nah. Bro, I can't believe the Knicks came back from every game. Every single game, the Spurs were basically up 15 at one point. It's crazy how they came back, man. I'm in your head. the egg after the game. Darren Fox.
私の名前はジェイレン・ブランソン。放射水を帯びた GM に噛まれたんだ。今勝つ必要があります。その後のことはもうお分かりでしょう。彼はダークサイドを受け入れ、ワーエルボータイタンの力を手に入れた。
Oh boy.
Western Conference Finals.
Bro, there was so much culture ads everywhere, man. Like on, bro, there's so much culture ads.
これが精一杯の出来なのだ。
After all that,
今度こそここぞという時にきっちり決めてみせるよ。誓う。
Nope. Bro, Darren Fox so ass, man.
ターンオーバーをありがとうございます。
Bro, 6-man of the year for Knicks
審判はプレグラウンド
is in
く
Fox.
れないだろう。今ここで決着をつける必要がある。
Bro! The AOT ending reference, and then it's the final game of the NBA this season.
ウェル、二度と会うことはないだろう。
Bro, this is actually crazy. The ending, what? Bro, it fits actually so perfectly because the ending of AOT and then the ending of the NBA series is. Damn, bro, that was so good, man. I still think series is better. Like just not entertaining wise, but like in terms of attack on Wemby.